What's new, crew? Welcome back to my channel. If you're new, my name's Cassandra, and today we are pushing through the last really big part of the harvesting of the 2024 garden. As you can see, the only thing green in this garden right now is the celery, and it is taken a hair of frost damage. Celery is something that you can leave in the garden for a really long time. It is pretty frost hardy. We are in zone 4B. We live in northern Wisconsin, and it was time. When I saw that, when I was out doing chicken chores early in the morning, still in my pajamas, I saw that the celery really needed to come out. So today was the day. I just went ahead and cut it off right away and carried it inside. And as the day kind of progressed, I thought, you really gotta get that celery taken care of. We had a really big birthday party a couple days from now, and I just wanted to get this celery taken care of and up on the pantry shelf. Earlier this season, with my first batch of celery, I blanched and froze it because I did not know how to pressure can at that point. But if there's anything I've learned over the last year or so, is when you have a really good harvest or bulk harvest, you really should preserve it in more ways than one. So we blanched a lot of sliced celery, we made celery salt, and now I want to pressure can the rest of this celery just because I don't like to keep frozen vegetables in my freezer any longer than 1 year. And I know that this is much more than a year's worth for us with what I already have in the freezer. So I wanted to go ahead and just pressure can this. Earlier this year, if you've been a follower here, you know that we had a power outage in April. It was a snowstorm that blew out basically all of the power lines in our area. Our area was the most severely impacted, which is why we were without power for so long, while people worked literally around the clock for 8 days to get the power back up and running. And that really changed the way I want to preserve food. I rely very heavily on my freezers, but after that, I knew pressure canning was going to be something that I really needed to figure out. And even if that meant I'm not pressure canning everything all the time, at least it gave me the option that if another power outage came and our generators weren't working, or if something really catastrophic came around, I would at least have the knowledge to try to save as much of our food as we possibly could. So this being said, I wanted to go ahead and pressure can this. I wanted to do a little mix of different things. I knew I wanted to do some just celery, and just so that I could get some variety on the shelf. This year, because pressure canning is so new to me, I knew I wanted to play around with a couple different things because these are all brand new products for me, and you never really know how you're going to use a brand new product until you're using it. So to have a little bit of variety is really nice. Now for me, a quart of celery is a hair much. It's a hair much, but I completely ran out of pint-sized jars this year, which is amazing. That means that we filled them all and they're already full of food and on the shelf. However, that means sometimes you just gotta work with what you got, and that's what I did this year. So I will probably use half a jar of these celeries at a time and then just keep it in the fridge and use the other half in a separate recipe fairly shortly after, which I think will be fine for our family because in the winter we do stews or soups about once a week. So I should be going through these quart sizes rather quickly, but you can see we have a little bit of a mix here. We have some with a little bit more heavy of carrots, some plain celery, and some mostly celery with a little bit of carrots. Like I said, this is brand new to me, so experimenting a little bit with quantities and how you like things is really the way to go, at least in my opinion. We went ahead and got those loaded up in the pressure canner and taken care of. But this project, even though it was a simple one, took me all day. This was one of the days where my kids, or my baby rather, was not super cooperative with letting me work, which happens from time to time, and I just kind of have learned to go with the flow. She is my fourth baby, and I just kind of got done what I could while she was awake and then pushed through during her nap time, which is later in the day, which is why my pressure canner was going and it was dinner time. So I needed to throw something together super quickly. So I had some ground beef that I mixed together with a ton of different herbs from the garden that we had preserved earlier this year, some basil, some oregano, a little bit of pepper, rolled my meatballs, put them in the cast iron, baked them in the oven for about 45 minutes or so, threw on a jar of our home canned spaghetti sauce, topped it with some Parmesan cheese, and we ate that over noodles, and it was a delicious, super quick, easy meal. This is a go-to for us. It is unbelievably simple. I did not make my own pasta this day because I just wanted to get my kitchen pulled back together and kind of just take care of things slowly but surely. Then the next morning, all that was left to do was to label our jars and take our rings off and add them to the pantry shelf. Thank you guys so much for taking time out of your day to hang out with me, learning a little bit of our last push here in Zone 4B to get things on the shelf and taken care of. I hope wherever you are having a fantastic day, and I will catch you guys in another one. I get lost inside my thoughts, and when I start to think, oh, the tunnel closest starts to end up on the brink. I tried so hard, but all these scars, they cut so deep, I bleed. I fell so fast from heaven, it's like someone clipped my wings. Now I'm falling, and I can't see the ground. Can we stop this gravity?